Hi there, my name is Kat and you are watching my YouTube channel, Hey Catalina. Today I'm going to be reviewing the debut album from Meghan Trainor called Title. Just a quick disclaimer, everything in this video is 100% my own opinion. You do not have to agree with me, and if you don't, I would be glad to hear your thoughts in the comments, so feel free to share. Alright, let's get started. How did I find out about this album? Probably the same way that most people did. I heard her first song, All About That Bass, and I thought it was pretty catchy. My mum asked me to check it out because she had heard it and really loved it, and when I heard it, I could immediately tell why. I was very interested in the way that the music went, and I thought that the lyrics overall were pretty upbeat and encouraging and positive. Now, I am very aware that there are people who have issues with several things in that song, and that's totally fine. I can see where they're coming from. But overall, I liked that song, and that was how this got started. From there, I went and started looking into what else she had available, and what I found was that she had released an EP, which is also called Title. On that EP were All About That Bass, Dear Future Husband, Close Your Eyes, and Title. When I went and looked on iTunes though, I realized that all those songs were available on her upcoming full album, along with the lead single for that album called Lips Are Moving. So, what did I do? I decided to pre-order her full album because I figured, hey, I was already going to be paying $6 something for the songs I wanted anyway, so why not get the full thing? So I started listening to them, and overall I really liked them. I liked everything except for Close Your Eyes immediately. I really liked the overall sound. They're all upbeat, they're peppy, they're really happy, summery, bubbly songs. They have a very cool retro feel to them. But as I continued to listen to them, I will admit that in certain areas I found that there was lyrical content that I did not necessarily agree with, and which to me really seemed to sour some of that overall like sugary, bubbly pop feeling that this album was trying to carry throughout. What am I talking about? Well, the overall tone of Dear Future Husband, which kind of reminds me of Any Man of Mine by Shania Twain, seems to take it a step further, and as far as I'm concerned, no real and honest relationship between any two people could ever carry out the way that song describes and be anything remotely healthy. Is that fine in a parodying sense? Yeah, and I mean, from a parody standpoint, that song is great. But anyone who would in any way take that song seriously, no. Title. I like the overall sound of Title. I think the little rap in the middle is pretty cool. I think that it's very happy, bubbly. You know what I mean? It's very empowering. I mean, she seems very confident and very sassy, which is great. Even though she is in a situation where she isn't actually the one in power of the overall decision of whether she'll get what she wants, she is aware enough to realize that she does have a choice, which is good. My problem with Title, and it's not a big problem, it doesn't destroy the song, but it is a problem just the same, is the part where she is doing the rap and she is talking about needing to be a trophy on the shelf, and that just didn't work for me. That was just, no, I'm sorry. There is nobody on this earth that is worth being a trophy for. No. And lastly, we will talk about Lips Are Moving, which was actually the song that made me decide to get the album because I really loved it. It's fast-paced, it's catchy, it's got one of her neat little raps at the beginning of it. It's overall just, I really love that song, but as I listened to it, because I was starting to work on learning it and I was thinking of using it competitively, a line really stood out in it, and while I can still listen to the song and enjoy it, I don't think I would ever be able to perform it because I don't think I could say the line, I gave you bass, and keep a straight face. Because there are two ways that that could be taken. The first is that she is implying that she wrote all about that bass, which I've heard some people say, and I suppose that's an okay way to view it, and that's totally fine. But as it stands, and without any evidence to confirm that that is actually what's meant, the literal translation is that she is talking about what she was implying bass was in All About That Bass, which is being larger, heavier, etc. And considering that we live in a society that has medically termed being obese or overweight as actually being a medical problem, that makes this line really weird, because it's the same as somebody who has like diabetes or cancer or arthritis or whatever saying that they gave their loved ones the experience of that disease by being in their presence. And that's just twisted. I'm sorry, that's just messed up. The last song that was on the EP, Close Your Eyes, is a song that initially I really hated, because what I thought she was saying when I first heard it and was first listening to it is that she wanted someone to close their eyes and tell her that she was beautiful. And I'm like, what the hell? That makes no sense. Now, since that point, I have gone back, I have re-listened to it, I have checked out the lyrics. Maggie has decided to join us, and I am aware that that is not what's going on there. Despite this, though, there is still that guy saying, "You are the most beautiful," in the background, and I still can't stand him. I still think he is utterly 100% cheesy and greatly takes away from the authenticity and sincerity of that piece. Okay, so now that we've talked about the stuff that was out before the album actually landed, let's talk a little about the songs that were on the album when I actually got to listen to them. And I'm going to pause for a moment to say that it was pretty cool how the pre-ordering worked, because I'd never actually pre-ordered something off of iTunes before. And I was just listening to my iPod, minding my own business, and suddenly there was a brand new Meghan Trainor song on there. That was pretty neat, and I really look forward to doing that and pre-ordering more albums that way in the future, because that was a really fun surprise. Anyway, the songs on the album, outside of what was on the EP and Lips Are Moving, these songs seem to kind of come in a variety of different tones. There are songs that I could take or leave, like Bang Them Sticks, or Mr. Almost, or My Selfish Heart. There are songs that I genuinely like, such as like I'm Gonna Lose You, or I really like Credit, even though I do have an issue with it, which we'll get to. Or what was the other one I really liked? What If I? That's it. But then there are songs where, even though I like the sound of them, and again I'll point to Credit here, such as 3 AM or Walk of Shame, where even though I like the song, the music, the overall story, I don't know whether they were appropriate choices to go on this album. They're not necessarily bad songs in and of themselves, but considering that there is so much empowerment and positive messaging in this album, and that I know, and I'm sure if I know that the people who produced this, that marketed this, that did everything with this, also had to know that there are a lot of young girls who are listening to this album. They don't need to hear these songs. These songs are not appropriate for them. 3 AM has a message which is at least relatable, in that while I don't think those girls are going to be sleeping or wanting to sleep with someone the way that Meghan wants to in the song, I know that when I was younger, one of the things that I would do is I would always want to call and talk to a guy, which was still really stupid, because if somebody doesn't like you, they don't like you. It's that simple. So I can understand that wanting to be with, talk to, spend time with somebody who doesn't like you thing. That is cool, and that's what I like about the song. But I don't know whether it was the right choice for this album. As for Walk of Shame, I actually really like the song Walk of Shame, even though I have issues with it. But issues with it I have indeed. And those issues are as follows. The line, "My daddy knows I'm a good girl." Okay, if you are still in a mindset where a parent's approval is that important to you, You shouldn't be sleeping with anyone other than your teddy bear. Let me put it blunt. Next up is the line, I was only being safe. Which, I'm sorry, but going to a bar, randomly hooking up with some dude when you're drunk, and then creeping out of his apartment before the sun comes up, there is nothing safe about that. That is flat up stupid. That is a surefire way to get pregnant, to get an STD, to get drugged, to get raped, or to get killed. It's stupid. Do not tell me that's safe. Is it safe to drive home when you're drunk? Absolutely not. But there are these beautiful things called taxis. Call one. I mean, I get the fact that the song needed to have her do something stupid for it to have a plot and a purpose. That's fine. But to actually sit there and try to imply that it's safe? No. I can get away with the being okay with that she did it. That's fine, because I understand where that's coming from. But any implication that it's safe is not going to fly with me in any capacity. My last problem is the implication that she feels that everyone else is doing this when she says, don't act like you haven't been there. Now, if she is directly talking about the walk of shame, which is how I took it when I listened to the song, screw you. Do not try to act like you know me. Do not try to tell me what I have or have not done, because I would not do that. There is no way. And it's not because I think you are lesser for choosing to do that. It's because I respect myself too much to do something like that. Now, on the other hand, if what she is saying is that everybody has done something uber, super, stupid, embarrassing, and everybody will do something uber, super, stupid, embarrassing again, that I can get behind 100%. So it really depends on how the song is meant, which is something that I will never know, which makes it very difficult for me to really endorse the song one way or another. So, I've given my thoughts on what I think about this album and why I think that, but what do I think of it overall? Well, I think I'm going to give it 3 one-up mushrooms out of 5 because I think it's a pretty good album. It's something I will listen to again. I'm not sorry that I pre-ordered it. I mean, I'm not going to like delete it from my iPod or something, but I don't think it's a fantastic work of art either. Anyway, again, what do you think of this album? Did you buy it? Did you enjoy it? I would love to know your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye!